2004. The star of Kazakhstan weightlifting, Anatoly Kropotkin, has retired 4 years ago. The country has not brought home a single world medal since 1996 Kropotkin Olympic silver. For the past 8 years, it seemed like Kazakh weightlifting was at a dead stop. Nothing much happening, and all of the old-timers of the Soviet times retired. Despite pretty much dominating the Asian Games in 94 and 98, the 2002 competition will end with a total of only 2 medals. 2 gold, still, but nothing stunning. One lifter though, originally Russian, will start to make his mark. He will be the first great snatcher of the 77 categories, later taken over by Luke Xiaozhen. And in 2004, this man will earn the second Olympic weightlifting medal of Kazakhstan. His name was Filimonov, the second best 77 kilo snatcher ever. Filimonov was an elusive lifter. He only medaled 4 times internationally in over 8 years of career. At Euros for Russia in 1996, twice at the Asian Games and once at the Olympics. Following his performance in 2004, he will never medal again. Luckily for Kazakhstan though, one kid will follow up shortly after him. In 2005, a 16-year-old Kazakh will show up at the World Championships, and you might have already heard of him.
Stop! Oh my! No! Wow, unbelievable! Unbelievable!
When Ilya Ilyin first showed up on the stage, he surprised the world. He placed first in what was the most stacked session in the history of his weight class. 7 lifters totaled over 375 kilos at 85 kilos, including the snatch world record holder, the clean jerk world record holder of the category under, and the future Olympic champion. Yet, it was the Kazakh born and raised lifter that overcame, with what ended up being one of the heaviest lifts in the history of the category. At 16, Ilya was elected weightlifter of the year, and just 1 year later, he got back at it. As a 94 kilo this time, he'll tackle Junior Worlds, Senior Worlds, and Asian Games. And, unsurprisingly, he will win every single competition. That will end up kind of being the theme of his career. Notably, he will attempt a 233 kilo world record clean jerk twice at Senior World. 19 years prior, that was a weight that gave his compatriot Kropotkin his first world record. Then, the country as a whole started to prepare for the Olympics. No lifter medaled in 2007 at Worlds, but that was the last time in a long time. Leading to 2008, the Kazakh team started to look pretty decent. Sure, no man other than Ilya was really expected to medal, but the Kazakh team had quite a few members showing up. And after a pretty tough battle, Ilyin prevailed and took home the gold in the 94 kilo weight class. He wasn't an overwhelming favorite, but not quite a surprise either. The actual surprise of the games will rather come from the women team. Irina Nekrasova will win the 63 kilo weight class. Alla Vashenina will take a silver at 75 kilo, and Maria Grabovetskaya a bronze in the super heavyweight class. For the first time ever, the country of Kazakhstan appeared toward the top of the leaderboards in a major competition. But they were really just getting started. Following the 2008 Olympics, the country will regularly end up in the top 5 of the leaderboard, often higher, often pushed forward by the immense success of the women team. Starting in 2009, with the absence of Ilya taking some time off from competition, a new contender appeared at 94 kilo, Vladimir Sedov. He will win the World Championships, bringing home the third of 4 possible major titles at 94 kilo in 4 years. The women team will also top the female leaderboard, the beginning of a tradition at this point. The Kazakh girls will then proceed to absolutely crush until the 2012 Olympics. Chinchanlo, Maneza, Podobedova, the list is long, and we'll have the occasion to get back to these lifters later. Because on the men's side, trouble was brewing. Following problems between the coaching staff and the athletes, Ilya Ilyin will take a pretty radical decision. He'll take members from the national team with him and head to Astana to form his own version of a national team, Team Astana. The team will originally take a while to get up to speed. Ilyin and most of the other members will skip the 2009 and 2010 Worlds. Kazakhstan as a whole will still perform though, with all the girls and a few guys like Kuznetsov and Sedov bringing home 4 gold in 2009. Ilya will be back in 2011, and despite the doubts of some members of the national team, he will take home his third world title. As usual, the women's team will do what they do best, bring home medals. And just a year away from the Olympics, it's starting to look really, really good for the Kazakh Olympic team. In 2012, Ilyin will earn a second Olympic gold. He remains to this day the only Kazakh athlete to ever win 2 gold medals at the Olympics across all sports. Since early 2023, Vintage Lift has shared over 1,000 pieces of short-form content about the history of weightlifting. But I always thought I could do more, so I will. Starting in June, I'll fly to Kazakhstan to start a documentary series with Ilya Ilyin as a first guest. But I'll need your help to kickstart the series. I currently don't have the budget to get it all started. If you want to discover the stories of the best lifters to ever live in the best possible way, and get access to some exclusive content, you can now help thanks to a fundraiser made for this occasion only. The link is in bio. See you soon in Astana. The girls will do even better than expected, ending up with 3 gold medals. The country brought home 4 golds, 1 more than in 2008. As usual, following the Olympics, the country as a whole took a little break. Still, we saw the first member of Team Astana that wasn't Ilya Ilyin take a medal at the following Worlds. Almas Uteshov will take home the silver medal in the total at 94 kg. The trend will then continue in 2014 at the World Championships of Astana on home soil. Zasulan Kydyrbaev will win the 94 kg weight class in front of Sedov, who had just tied a 15-year-old snatch world record in the category. Ilya was back too, but in a new weight class. At 105 kg, he entered his 4th World Championships in his 3rd different weight class, still undefeated. And once again, after a very, very tough fight, he'll take home the win. This will be the last show of Ilyin on a major international stage. The following year, a Team Kazakhstan, without its leader, will take home one of the biggest medal tally in its history. At 77 kg, a new Kazakh lifter appeared, having recently moved from Azerbaijan, Nijat Rahimov. He will win against Ukjiaojun, the absolute greatest of the category, with a total of 372 kilos. Just 3 kilos of Filimonov best total in the category, all the way back in 2002. And at 105 kilo, it will be Zaichikov that will take the relay and win the gold medal left available by the absence of Ilya Ilyin. At 94 kilo, we'll also see Uteshov attempt the world record clincher, 234 kilo, to beat Ilyin's standing record. But then, that was basically it. Ilyin will manage a new total world record with 437 kilos at 105 kilo in his last international competition before what could almost be considered a tragedy of the sport. In 2016, during the lead-up to the Rio Olympics, the hammer of drug testing will strike on the Kazakh team. 4 Olympic gold medalists will get retroactively suspended, their medals taken away. Ilya Ilyin, the greatest star of the sport at this point, saw his 2 Olympic titles taken away. His preparation for the Olympics was stopped and Team Astana crumbled. Almas Uteshov, Zasulan Kydyrbaev, and Vladimir Sedov, all top lifters of the 94 kg class, saw all of their world and Asian medals taken away. The women's team, pretty similarly, disappeared in an instant. And just like that, the greatest team of the Rio Olympic lead-up was no more. This, more or less, at the time, were in the final days of Kazakhstan weightlifting. Still, with the momentum of the past decade of build-up and despite the loss of over 75% of the top lifters of the country, the Kazakhs will still do surprisingly well in Rio. 3 bronze, 1 silver, and 1 incredible gold earned by Rahimov against Ukjiaojun thanks to what might be the greatest clean and jerk attempt of the 21st century. A 4 kilo world record to overcome a 12 kilo lead. But then, the banhammer struck again, taking away Rahimov gold, but this time handing a bronze medal to Denis Ulanov in return. And had this video been made just a few years ago, it could have ended here. For close to a decade following the Rio Olympics, Kazakhstan will barely scrape any medal from international competitions. But in 2024, following another ban of the entire Kazakh team at the World Weightlifting Championships, Kazakhstan will be back with a miracle. For the first time in 9 years, not 1, but 2 Kazakh men will place at the top of the world. Nergisa Adiletuli and Artyom Antropov will take home the gold in the 96 and 102 kilo weight. Alexei Churkin will also complete the medal tally with a silver medal at 81 kg. For the first time in a decade, Kazakhstan weightlifting is back at the top. Let's hope it lasts.